water is slamming parts of the Outer Banks, causing massive and rough waves. Harsh winds whipping sand everywhere. In some areas, NC-12 is blocked by sand, making it unsafe for drivers on the road. This is 13 News Now at 11. I'm Jacqueline Lane. Tonight, parts of the highway are closed. Adriana De Alba shows us the conditions in the area.
Strong winds are blowing through Rodanthe and parts of the Outer Banks. In Nags Head, the storm is a thrill for locals like Emmanuel Norman. Conditions are expected to get worse before they get better. In Dare County, Adriana De Alba, 13 News Now.
Man, and you're taking a look at more video from NC-12. Now the area is seeing overwash, so let's turn things over to Rochelle. Rochelle, how will things look tomorrow, and what will it look like here in Hampton Roads?
They're going to see a lot worse effects down into the Outer Banks than we'll see up into Southside Hampton Roads, the peninsula and eastern shore. But we all have impacts that we'll be dealing with as we move through the day tomorrow. Right tomorrow, I'll let you know exactly when, coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Rochelle. The city of Norfolk is preparing for potential flooding from the storm. Crews worked on cleaning out drains and ditches. City officials tell us there will be extra crews on standby throughout the rest of the weekend, so if there are any issues, they'll be ready. The city also opened a few parking garages so people can move their cars to higher ground. Now, this is a reminder: if you have your car parked at the Band Street, York Street, or St. Paul's lot, you have to move it by 5 o'clock tomorrow. If you're in Portsmouth, you have 4 different garages to choose from. The city opened the garages on County Street, Harbor Court, Middle Street, and Water Street. You need to make sure your car is out of the garage by 7 o'clock Monday morning. The garages will start their normal pay to park at 8. 2 high school students are dead after a shooting on Wednesday in California. Police say a 16-year-old opened fire, shooting 5 students, then himself. And yesterday, the accused shooter died. A tool used to save the life of one of the victims is from Hampton Roads. BMK Ventures created the Keep the Pressure kits and sent them to schools across the country, including Saugus High School. Photojournalist Bono Herrera spoke to the company about the kits.
We've got an active shooter at Saugus High School. We need all units to respond.
Our initial reaction is we're always upset and sad that a tragic event happens like that. But our mission is, once that tragic event happens, how can we help people in that sense? And in our sense, what we do is we provide the medical supplies and the training to help save lives after an event like that.
It has two pairs of nitrile gloves. One for you, and then if you have an assistant that doesn't want to get blood on them.
2 years ago, we started implementing them into schools nationwide.
Probably the biggest component that saved the little girl's life in Santa Clarita was gauze with a hemostatic agent, and what that does is it helps coagulate the wound sooner, gets that stuff clotted, then you're able to treat the wound from then on. We hope that we create a product or provide a product that never gets used. We want to hope that we've resourced the first responder. In this case, it was a school teacher with the resources that allows them to keep the pressure and allow the bleed to be contained until a medical responder can provide real assistance.
Right now, Newport News fire crews are investigating what caused a fire at a home on Haystack Landing Road before 4 p.m. Thankfully, no one was hurt. A local Boy Scout is making sure a child who died in a house fire years ago is not forgotten. He put a gravestone on the boy's unmarked grave. Today, the troop held a dedication service at the cemetery. Our Dana Smith has the story.
Lead us not into temptation, deliver us from evil.
15-year-old Boy Scout Johnny Hill died in a fire decades ago in November 1970. Dana Smith, 13 News Now.
Will a pro football team sign Colin Kaepernick? The controversial quarterback finally got his chance to work out before teams at the Atlanta Falcons training facility today. ABC's Kaylee Hartung has the latest.
It was supposed to be the workout that could revive his pro football career. In NFL circles, a workout like this is just a small piece of a much larger puzzle executives are trying to solve. Kaepernick's agent telling me he offered to all 8 representatives from teams who were here. He's happy to go to their facilities and answer any questions they may have. Kaylee Hartung, ABC News, Riverdale, Georgia.
Turning to a live look at Washington, D.C. Next on 13 News Now at 11, we'll bring you the latest on the impeachment inquiry. Turning to the impeachment inquiry, things are heating up in Washington now that several people testified before Congress about the call between President Trump and Ukraine's president. ABC's David Wright has the latest.
He's the first White House staffer to testify in the impeachment inquiry, Mark Sandy of the Office of Management and Budget.
Nothing in that room today and nothing in that room earlier this week. Nothing rises to the level of impeachable offenses.
3 more days of public hearings are scheduled for next week. David Wright, ABC News, Washington.
The weather now. Rochelle, it was cold, it was windy. How long is this going to last?
Through tomorrow evening, I think we'll see the worst of it coming, especially with that high tide cycle during the middle part of the day tomorrow, so anywhere between about 10 and noon today. Temperatures Sunday and Monday very similar, but they're going to feel like very different days. I think we might have a little bit of sunshine in here on Monday, maybe just a little bit, but certainly less wind and lower rain chances as well. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, not looking too bad, mid to upper 50s, near 60 with 0 rain chances is what it looks like right now.
Man, talk about a warm-up. Thank you, Rochelle. All right, Brian, a very busy day.
Man, you talk about the winds. It was blustery today for college football because I was squirting a tear or two out there today. But when we come back, a busy day of sports. We begin with college basketball. The ODU Monarchs on the road today in New England and trying to put their head coach, Jeff Jones, in some special company. Ball's hard, 50-7 on senior day.
Oh, gotta love football.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Brian. And that's 13 News Now at 11. You can always find the latest on our website, 13newsnow.com. Have a great night.